7, Go 7, Go 7, Go 7, Go 7, Go 7, Go 7. Go7, king of the game. I believe in you, that's what he'll say. Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he's slayed. Go 7, 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 Go 7. Go7, king of the game. I believe in you, that's what he'll say. Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he's slayed. Go 7, 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 Go 7. Go7, king of the game. I believe in you, that's what he'll say. Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he's slayed. Go 7, 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 Go 7.
Welcome. You did it, CatWithYarn. Congratulations. Let's put on our little bow tie. I do know that there is a Advanced Words by Web celebration going on for the 20th anniversary. Maybe. That's true. Sometimes the early messages don't make it. Looks like Shadow did. Just because I didn't get... having a stream today because I didn't get to stream on Friday. I snuck this one on in. GreyyFoxx versus Dog. How'd the interview go? So the I guess the screening interview went very well, and then the finalized interview where everyone that's applied is next week. I have to take I do 40 hours of training as well. That's what I've been busy doing. I'm sorry, yeah, I just don't have the time, unfortunately, to be playing. Technically, I shouldn't be streaming. I'll be fine. Apple. Yeah. Andy versus Drake, a classic. I'll let a little bit of time pass just because this isn't really a regular streaming time. Let some people file on in, and then we'll hop into this game. GreyyFoxx is actually someone that I played with way back in the day. Like when I first started, it was me, Aegis, GreyyFoxx, and Mr. Green Suit. As well as sometimes Starflash and Combi. We're playing like 3v3. We were the land sub squad. GreyyFoxx is back from that era. It'll be good to see how he's playing nowadays. Back in the day. Yeah, I'm getting trained to be a registered behavior technician for the school I work at, for a community transition program, which I'll be doing while also getting my master. It'll be fun, busy penguin stuff. I'm gonna give it one more minute and then I will start the replay. I do like the Drake versus Andy matchup. Always have. It's got so much subtlety with the powers, and the different ratings of the players really changes the dynamic of the games. It's usually when people are first playing, you just kind of press the super when they see it, and that's really advantageous to Andy because he just heals off all of that Drake super damage, even just using a normal power. But then Drake just holds on to the power a little bit longer until he can kill off a bunch of Andy's units, and then suddenly Drake's winning the matchup. It should be an interesting match. It should be good. It should be good. I think the airport's a little bit important here, and that makes it pretty unfortunate. Because, like, the attack on this black boat at HQ, for instance, having copters and potentially bombers come out and take it out, really nice. And Drake now has that minus 30% attack to air, just that extra nerf to hit him, which will probably make it basically unusable against Andy, right? Because those are now going to have a lot of trouble actually killing units off. Amazing how much going down from minus 20 to minus 30% firepower can have as an impact for Drake. Here we go. So sometimes players will just ignore these comm towers, but if that's how this game starts to develop, then it's going to really favor Andy. We have a well, both people just went straight for this somewhat contested property, which I guess makes sense. If the comm towers don't get captured, or at least if GreyyFoxx doesn't capture the comm tower, then Andy's units aren't going to die as much, and they'll make Andy very, very happy. Oh, hello. Yes, happy 20th anniversary. Just got slammed by the Twitch. GreyyFoxx lives indeed. GreyyFoxx actually sent in 3 replays. Yeah, as I was saying, Degis and I and GreyyFoxx and Mr. Greensuit were a multiplayer team, as well as Starflash and Popeye, and some others. It is the 20th anniversary of Advanced Wars by Web, which is why they were saying happy anniversary. It can run into an HQ Rush. Rice Muncher 2, that's true. Rice Muncher 2. Does Rice Muncher still play? They're hard to play as Lash. Oh, interesting. Yeah, you could potentially try an HQ Rush on this map. The Black Boat does a pretty good job of delaying you, but of course you can, like, lay siege to it with artillery fairly quickly. I think it's Rice Muncher's active anywhere. Ah, he was super active for so long. But, you know, people come back. Looks like GreyyFoxx is going to go for this artillery. I imagine this is to break the pipe seam, which I would definitely recommend in this, especially in this matchup. You really want to be killing off Andy. And, I mean, we'll see. We'll see if there's some sort of drawback for having gone for this. Like, the artillery now isn't going towards the front lines, so if there's some sort of battle that happens up there, or if, like, some cities are getting denied because of this little detour over to the pipe seam, then we'll start seeing that come up now. There's one tank attack here, but it doesn't look very favorable. This is an interesting choice. So here it took GreyyFoxx 2 turns. No, it only took 1 turn. Oh, it's built from a different base. I see. But the artillery, once it finishes over here, is going to have a much easier time making mines. P-Dogs have to be built from the more forward base. But after it's done firing, it has a longer trip to actually make the fight. So far, everything's looking fairly even. The one difference that we're seeing right now is this contested property for P-Dog isn't being captured right now, where GreyyFoxx is going to have both of these contested cities around the middle. King of the Penguins here. This would have been an opportunity for this artillery, I guess. It could have gone over here to lock down this city, which probably would have been better than getting the comm tower right now. But at the same time, GreyyFoxx does have infantry already in place. It looks like we're going to actually stand on that city with a tank. It is covered by this tank and this other tank, and since there's no comm tower, there's a 0% chance this tank would die from a 2-tank attack, assuming none of them can make it around to the third side, which is to be the case. So GreyyFoxx is going to be denying this property, which is a nice edge to have, just a little bit of income. We're going to have a copter come in though, so that's going to be a pretty big problem. No anti-air has been built yet, and it's not going to be able to get there in time for the battlecopter to not scare stuff away from the city, and then the P-Dog should be able to take it. We do have this GreyyFoxx copter that was built. Not a huge fan of going for a quick Drake copter due to the extra nerfs that I was talking about. I think Andy can basically ignore these copters building wise. I mean, like, you can just keep building copters to fight off the Drake copters. They're not going to be quite strong enough to take out the Andy ones, and then Andy can just heal up after even being hit by like the super, and then the Drake hits. Look at the stand. You have the interrupt over here. Decides to use the tank, and then have the infantry. I'll try to block this side. It does leave this as a strike from the city onto a tank on the road, which would not be a threat if the infantry goes for the attack. But you are covered by this copter. The anti-air doesn't quite defend. I think it's fine. I don't think GreyyFoxx is going to go in with the attack, and the city is just going to be defended fairly decently. Does it actually reach in time? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it doesn't. That last forest. We'll see how this goes. Lots of pressure, of course, being put on this city. GreyyFoxx gets the comm tower. We do now have the artillery overlooking the city, though. It actually got there in time. Well, interesting. P-Dog does decide to go for an anti-air. I don't think that was necessarily needed. I think just continuing to bump out the copters would have been just fine. It's starting to turn in like it's going to be like a one-front fight, or P-Dog completely backing off over here. I'm fairly certain these battle copters from Drake will never be able to kill this black boat. Andy will be able to heal it up faster than they can kill it. But Drake can also just have it run out of fuel. Okay, we're going to take out one of these infantry before a little surround on the copter. It is not like completely trapped. I guess this infantry can go here. It can just like run out this way right now. There we go. Okay. Now it's in a little bit of trouble. Is it go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to like here, and then this guy can reach and hit it. I probably would have moved my infantry here just to constrain this copter even more, because then it's just covered exactly by this anti-air. Or it's not. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I guess that doesn't reach this tile. This is a very big trap on this copter. It's also not a complete trap because GreyyFoxx can just free it by killing off this infantry. But that will still end up being a trade of 3 infantry for 1. Although, while P-Dog is doing this, this city looks like it's going to go uncaptured. I guess it could have potentially been 2 infantry for bomb tower. Ooh. GreyyFoxx starts going for the contested property, increasing the income lead even more. And there we go. Copter just runs away. Getting the artillery up. Another artillery. Seems fine for GreyyFoxx here. I don't know what P-Dog. P-Dog is going to get the comm tower a little bit slower. Okay, we're gonna break through here. This is fighting in artillery range. And it doesn't look like we have an easy way to break through this wall. Yeah. This artillery doesn't get the fire though. It's just going to be 1, and a lot of infantry strikes over here, which would be a little concerned for these tanks. They're going to be sucking up a lot of first strikes here. GreyyFoxx. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say GreyyFoxx would love to have a mech on this mountain. We'd love to have a mech over here to go, but that's not possible. So here, I'm pretty sure we're just gonna slam on in. We're gonna go threaten the join cap. There is a mech over here. Taking out P-Dog. Okay. It was enough damage. The infantry does get to finish off the mountain. Take our artillery shot on the poor tank on the shoals. Clear it off. Decided to use tank. I guess that's fine. Unfortunately, for how this all worked out, this infantry is still alive, so we can't get the hit from here and here to take it out. We might be using the anti-air to, yeah, clear that spot. It does take out another tank, but now the anti-air is very exposed. I guess there's another anti-air in the back, so that's fine. We're covered by the artillery. No power for GreyyFoxx. P-Dog is going to have the opportunity to use super first while in combat, or maybe just a normal power. Oh, this game. The P-Dog is fine. Okay. Oh, the anti-air is used to kill the infantry. Ooh, looks like we're just going to be... Okay, we're cleaning out a little bit here. Another tank hit. Oof, 2 of these had to go into artillery range. Oh, this artillery has a target. Ooh. Oh, this is going to be so painful. Look at this. P-Dog doesn't make it to the super. Wouldn't want to use it now anyway because everything's already attacked. GreyyFoxx is going to be able to have the super while in the middle of this big old brawl. It's gonna be nasty. The king of the penguins. I did not hear about Rise deleting all his maps. Oh my gosh. It's a ton of maps. Okay. GreyyFoxx can use the super here. Ooh, it looks like GreyyFoxx is going to hold on to the super. Wow. I guess at this point, it's fine. Now we're entering into the game of chicken. 2 copters should still be able to one-shot. This might be before the damage nerf. I'm not sure. I guess there's a comm tower here. Okay, so now we're in a game of chicken with the supers. And in general, I would say Andy's a little bit worse at this game of chicken. We do break through here to hit an artillery. Andy's power is a little more reactionary than Drake's is. Go for a medium tank here. Neo tank does. Oh no, the Neo tank does get to reach next turn. Oh my gosh. GreyyFoxx does still have a nice income lead. Are we going to see the power used, or are we still going to keep the game of chicken afoot? Okay, here comes the power. So you use it in order to get your one-shots. Like so. Kill off the units so they can't be healed up. Got the mech, nice. We'll surround on this tank. You notice that the anti-air didn't bother attacking the copter. That's because you hit it and then the copter would just heal up with the super anyway. So there's no point in doing so. Potentially there's a point in attacking this anti-air because you'd knock it down way below 5. But just taking out an infantry also fine. That. Especially because it's not a huge deal, these anti-airs, as we no longer really have any air force for GreyyFoxx at all. A ton of units get taken out. We do get to go for the hyper repair. So just using the normal power, ooh. It's nice in that it's going to just heal off the damage, but you do miss out on. I guess the firepower doesn't really matter here. So yeah, just use the normal power. It's not amazing, but at least then you're threatening to get another power somewhat soon after. End of the turn, GreyyFoxx is still ahead in unit value and in unit count, really. Yeah, Andy looks like they're going to be dying. Anti-air goes down, super goes down. Lots of things. These copters will be safe. We do have the Neo tank over here. It could, if it really wanted to, kill off this tank. But only if it was like really well defended and it's not super. If there was an artillery behind it, the medium tank will hit you from the city. And then there's 2 copters to follow through. Or follow up. Okay, it looks like the city is finally falling. P-Dog's city up here is about to be threatened by GreyyFoxx as well. Artillery does get tagged by this tank. P-Dog brings up their own artillery force to cover the fight. Lots of focus just in the center. Unfortunately, P-Dog doesn't have a threat of their own on a property to kind of get GreyyFoxx's attention away from this fight. Ooh. GreyyFoxx is starting to bully this black boat a bit. And you take chills on the city, makes sense. I don't know if there was a way. There might be a way to kill this copter, but there's no real rush. Just fall back with the units. I like it. You can use these low health units as very nice blockers. That's what we're seeing right here. Jack does go in with a little strike with that tank. Let's have to start bringing some things over here. I mean, the HQ is not going to fall immediately, but there's still quite the threat. Unfortunately for P-Dog's army, it's getting like pincered. It has to have its outer shell of infantry almost completely surrounded so that the vehicles don't get struck. Ooh. GreyyFoxx's means business is going to take out this black boat. Oh my. Well, maybe by not immediately I meant immediately. Like that's a little bit dangerous to go for the hit on this infantry. Just because now it can be used to sacrifice here. But I don't think that matters, right? Ooh. P-Dog does have the normal power right now. Kind of really wants the super in order to save this HQ. The extra movement. Because you can use like the super medium tank kills tank, 2 copters kills this tank, and then something can interrupt. We'll see. Go straight ahead on the anti-air. We have a tank. Okay, we do have a tank to clear this out. That's fine. 4 health infantry goes in. Sacks into the HQ. He'll surround on this tank. Oh, that's pretty nasty though. There's no infantry to join this, so it is an injured 9, but it's still going to mean that P-Dog has to straight up kill this infantry turn. Just knocking it down to like 1 won't be enough. You have 2 Neo tanks to help wall it. We're gonna just start off with the tsunami. I think that's fine. Gives you your +10/+10 stats, allows you to get some 1-shots. Oh man, having that, you know, a little bit dicey for sure to move that Neo tank away from there. Neither Neo tank's really being used for the wall here. So it should be very possible for P-Dog to save this HQ, but I feel like the value's been done for sure. We're gonna have the P-Dog super. Shoots the Neo tank, kills off that tank. Infantry strike, down goes the HQ threat. I'm pretty sure if 2 Neo tanks were like 1 was here and 1 was here, then there would have been nothing that P-Dog could have done to stop it. Still gonna, ooh, Neo tank is knocked down to 1. It's still alive. We can go and repair. That was a pretty good strike in there. We do have quite a bit of units standing around for GreyyFoxx ready for this fight though. Very annoying that this anti-air doesn't die. So this copter is down to 5 fuel. It's just gonna crash. Probably didn't even need to attack it. Finish off that tank. Go and start healing up that Neo tank. Seems fine. Does attack this copter. It's now I think it's out of ammo. Maybe it has 1 more shot. I guess copters don't use their ammo on each other, is that right? They only use it on ground vehicles. Tank doesn't have a great option. I guess it wants to swing up here to deal with this recon. I'm just gonna chill here on the city to stop P-Dog from standing on it. Okay, well, the recon doing work. Looks like P-Dog is actually going to get this city. Copter fights, not great for Drake. I actually don't have an anti-air left for. Whoa, okay, well, tank is gonna have to hit this artillery. It's an artillery on a city though, so it's gonna heal up to 7. I'm not super sold on P-Dog's attack there. Quite a few artillery shots. I think this Neo tank is gonna go down. Pop, and then there's a 3 health Neo tank, and there's a full health tank here. Okay, tsunami. Kills off that Neo. Oof, kills off the artillery that was guarding the Neo. off another unit. GreyyFoxx is doing a very nice job of making sure that these are finished off. I mean, with the exception of the Scopter, I guess. Ooh, but P-Dog does get the city. Congratulations. Equalized income. Day 21. 21k income each. It's perfect. Go for an adder. Oh, not adder. An Andy power. Neotank survives. It sets up that tank to be killed off pretty easily. That's not a very sturdy wall. Recon's still doing work though, and nothing's over there to do. Yeah. Artillery gets knocked down to 1. Let's take it down like so. Yeah, I think B-Dog's just... I think stopping the HQ cap was starting to go in P-Dog's favor, and then there was just a tiny bit of an overextension happening in the fight. And the Neotank swarms have just taken over. How many was just sacrificed? Alright, 3 infantry trying to take a damage off that Neotank, I guess. P-Dog must be about to resign. There we go. Triple APC, T-Copter, resign, GG. That's pretty spicy. Break Andy, always looking good. But yeah, I think GreyyFoxx could have guaranteed the victory here with just Neotank. P-Dog's attack in here ended up being pretty nice, like cost effectively, because GreyyFoxx didn't have an amazing, like the Neotank hits an infantry. P-Dog's still looking in it fight, which is pretty impressive. I think just a little bit too overextended after this. That's okay. GG. Well done, GreyyFoxx. Speaking of foxes, next is slyfox for Sherrdreamz. Jess versus Jess. Far East El Dorado. It's P-Dog. Slyfox, you can have ice. For Dreams, you can be Yellow Comet. Okay. Oh, this is the wait, is this a tournament game? This is a tournament game, okay. We're seeing a tournament game. Smacky Cup. Go! I'm making up for Friday, Bree. Technically not a surprise because I announced it on the community channel thingy, majiggy. But still a surprise. Here we go. So when I played this map, I went with Lash. I think my opponent did too. It'll be interesting to see how these Jess players decide to play it out. Jess is better in Fog than she is in Standard just because there's less infantry brawls going on. Got trapped in the forest with this one. And the maps are bigger, so it's usually vehicles that are meeting each other first, or vehicles meeting infantry first, rather than having infantry meeting infantry. So it's not such a big deal for Jess that her infantry are weaker. It still does come up, but her stronger vehicles have a much larger impact. I know, Rip, I agree. I think Lash was the clear pick on this map. I mean, Lash in tier 4, making Lash get stuff done. We do have Sherrdreamz going with an APC opener here. You can see that this guy gets boosted, and that's going to let this city get captured in just 2 turns of movement, and then this other infantry is going to hop in here. I guess get dropped off somewhere. They're not quite going to have a drop off that gets them a capture that they can't go for already, but that's okay. A little bit of a slower APC opener for sure. Should still get value. Actually going to be a APC recon opener, and looks like slyfox is going to have the response recon coming out of the 1 base side. It's a little expensive to do that, of course, because there's still going to be some very immediate captures you could be going for. I don't know what the new army is going to be. We have a T-copter for slyfox. We'll see what that gets done. I don't think it's as good just because of the positioning of it. It doesn't have any like very good boosts. I know when I was looking at playing on this map, I thought that the T-copter was just too slow. Of course, it comes out later than APC can, and by the time you like move over here or something to pick up an infantry, you've already got infantry going for the captures that the T-copter can go for. Okay, it's gonna go there. I guess you can pop down here to go for this city a little bit earlier. Very expensive to do so. We'll see how the T-copter works out. I guess it can just let this base be an infantry base and spam them all into the center. Okay, got a little boosts going on here. I don't think this boost is going to end up mattering for captures. I guess it does for this one, right? Now you can go to here and then to here, then we have a little recon fight coming up. This is so dangerous. Recon from the 1 base, so you like this city is being delayed because of this recon buy. And if Sherrdreamz had gone for a tank earlier, then this recon won't actually get anything done. You're gonna get this city faster. It does okay. You know, the infantry can hop into this T-copter too, and I guess, I mean, it will get for this city 1 turn faster than the other infantry would. Potentially go for this city. He didn't bother to attack the pipe seam. Yeah. Okay. Boost it out. This city. Now comes the tanks. You see this tanking built in the farther back base instead of this base, and that's because Sherrdreamz is thinking that there isn't going to be any fighting quite soon enough, so no need to build the tank forward. This isn't quite going to be true at this point, though. It's day 8. I think a forward tank is definitely called for here, especially because there's nothing to deal with a tank and or recon attacking on this front currently. I mean, there's an artillery on its way, but there's nothing really other than just walling. Okay, tank, infantry, looking good. Oh, interesting. So the infantry over here didn't go for the city. It went for the comm tower quickly. I'm not as enthused about that, although Sherrdreamz was very much against it. Sends this. This is an insane recon attack, by the way. Recon goes in and hits the comm tower. Would not recommend that. For one, you're not really denying any income, and 2, it's very likely that they have a tank from their 1 base, because otherwise they could get ripped apart from a recon harassment. And the tank could have been sitting over here and it would just go and kill your recon for the move. That would just be delaying the comm tower by a turn. So pretty wild. slyfox is trying to be very sly here and not reveal the tank to this recon. And then just keeps this recon hidden away. So this makes me think that slyfox should not have built this recon. It was a very early recon. It did cost in the capture phase here. And all it has done is chill in these woods and just watch stuff get captured. If you're going to be building an early recon like that, it needs to be getting some value. Manic. You can see that the APC... Okay. Well, this recon's going to die for it, but it did deny this comm tower for now. You see that the APC opener kind of got these contested cities faster, while this transport copter opener got this city. I think it could have gotten these two cities earlier. But value-wise, the APC has definitely gotten more income. I still don't like sticking around and finishing off that comm tower. There's not enough fighting going on right now for that comm tower to matter. And now goes the recon. The only thing I would change about that move there is just have the tank attack from the plains, and then you can have your infantry start capturing the comm tower. But a very good trade for slyfox. An infantry capturing something that doesn't even generate income, getting traded for an entire early game recon. I'm sorry, Sidewinder. You're okay. It's not your fault. I'm just a busy penguin. Entire tank recon seems reasonable to me. We do have a copter coming out. I think that's fine. Day 11. I mean, I wouldn't rush out a copter on this map. The problem is you kind of want it to go up here to help support your one base, but it has such a tedious route to do so due to the pipe seams that you can very easily show up right as anti-air are there to cover. I believe if you win a cup, you get to choose what your trophy looks like, and one of the options is a penguin. Or at least they used to be the case. Okay, I do like Sherrdreamz getting this artillery over here in this river bridge choke point. It definitely reminds me of the corner in Caustic Finale. Very easy to protect the artillery, and it just kind of dissuades all of the tanks. Yeah, so you get to choose a unit from an army. Tap, tap. Look how difficult this is to break through. You have to go through a city almost on the corner of the map. Over here, this tank is going to be able to be first struck just because this is a very secure wall, but there is still the artillery guarding that tank, so it's like, do we even want to go for that attack? Slyfox is not going with an artillery push up here. Just going to try and bully with your tanks. It's a little bit dangerous. Just because if this one base was matching your tank production, which is possible, then you're kind of running into an even fight. Although I think Slyfox has probably got the idea that it had not been matching the tank production because there's quite a few vehicles here. Backing up. Sherrdreamz does have a 2k income lead at the end of Slyfox's turn, and that's from owning these corners here. Otherwise, everything is good. Down goes this. Ooh, I think it lives, yeah. Ooh, that was a little dangerous. Goes for the tank for a strike over there. Seems fine to me. We've got one. If there was 2 tanks back here, then this would not be that great. But just 1 tank overlooking this seems very good for Sherrdreamz. Infantry sacrifice to scout. Ooh, sending in the tanks anyway. These tank recon with the infantry still sends in the tank and sits on the missile platform. And the missile platform does look like very nice defensive terrain. So I think what's going on here is Sherrdreamz is thinking these units are already open to attack from the units being built from this one base, so it's fine to go for like swing over here from the platform. But I would be very much concerned because it's not like that unheard of to see a tank just kind of swing down here and then suddenly your tank is open to being attacked from a tank on the city and a tank from the other bases. And then you could start being in a lot of trouble. As is, it looks like it's just going to go down. So Slyfox's attack over here looking nice. Medium tank is not quite connected to these other tanks, but you can always give yourself extra movement as a Jess player. The one thing that Sherrdreamz has is that there's a copter over here and there's no anti-air for Slyfox to answer it. Ooh, Slyfox still hasn't built an anti-air. Infantry falls back. Copter decides to go after the medium tank. Not thrilled with that attack. There's some juicy tanks on the board that I think will just end up making better targets overall. You can kill them off, and then the medium tank, if you just deny its support, will end up blundering into like an artillery or something. Like in this situation, if there was an anti-air back here, which I think is a very reasonable thing to predict, you'd be really sad because the medium tank still can wallop something or just go on a city for a single turn, and then the anti-air kills your copter. As is going to somewhat work out here. Oh, I'm sorry, GreyyFoxx. Well, we got 2 more. They'll be coming up in the future. Pop, pop. Down goes the tank. Fall back with the medium tank. It just heals up after a single turn. Unfortunately for copters, of course, there's no black boat on this map, so they're not very easy to repair. I would have been very tempted to repair on this city, but it would have been potentially disastrous because we are dealing with Jess supers at this point. Oh, here comes that Neo tank. This is what I was saying with like the tank can swing down and cover this stuff other than Neo tank covering. No artillery from Slyfox. It's just a Sherrdreamz plan of action, okay? Medium tank just chills on the city. Don't take my city. Yeah, artillery doing a really good job controlling over here. These cities are in the corner. They're so nasty to take out. Because, like, it's difficult to even reach 2 sides of this thing. Okay, Slyfox is going to use the Jess super. I don't think that's less. Yeah, this doesn't quite reach there, but the Neo tank will reach. Pop. Cool. Medium tank goes down. Okay. Now, if it's a super for just a medium tank, I think that's like okay value. It really depends on what the response is. If it's I use the super, I kill your medium tank, and then you're too scared to attack into me because I just took out your medium tank, and I'm able to like generate charge while you aren't, then it's pretty good. If it's I kill your medium tank and then you kill off a bunch of my units in retaliation, and then also still have power left over, that's less good. Really wild that this Neo tank got built in the back, because at this point, I mean, you build your expensive units on the front. Kind of need them on the front lines ASAP. So the Neo tank doesn't die. Slyfox does lose more units, but less value. Down goes our copter. Rest in peace. There was an anti-air build. What's the recon? It does spot a lot of stuff over here. You might just see, yeah, like a front switch come out of Slyfox. Obviously, you would swap the order of attacks here. I'm not quite sure why I went tank copter unless Slyfox is trying to generate charge. You go copter and then tank instead because copters take far less damage on that retaliation. So it would probably be a 10 health copter and a 10 health tank instead of 7 health copter. It's very easy to make those mistakes as you're just kind of going to turn. And I guess it won't really matter. I mean, I guess the copter being a 10 or 9 wouldn't matter. You'd have died anyway. This guy could have been at full turbo charge. Here we go. Oh no, it died for it. Oof, that's a very aggressive anti-air movement to kill off the infantry on the lab. This makes me think that Sherrdreamz might be thinking of winning by timing out the clock. You wouldn't traditionally trade an anti-air for an entire infantry. Bop, bop. Ooh, the infantry survives. Oh my gosh. I don't know if it matters. Looks like it does matter. Nah, it doesn't matter. It just means this infantry didn't do something else. Yeah. That was Sherrdreamz only anti-air? What? A little bit of a tactical strategic blunder there. Well, now this is uncontested copter. It is a Jess copter, but still. Ooh, we're gonna bust through here. You think it's chilling on the shoals, but artillery goes down to 1. Very nice attack from Slyfox. We do have a Neo tank back here and some tanks around. So this, and a medium tank, of course, right here. So the response here is still going to look pretty nice. Ooh. Okay, it's okay. These 2 tanks can clear this tank out of the way. Oh, the Neo tank can just attack from the city. Never mind. It's even better. Damn. Going for the join cap over here. So I'm not so sure about this. I guess it's probably fine. The one thing you gotta keep in mind with combining your infantry to go for this capture is those infantry were doing a job in conjunction with this artillery. And if Slyfox is being sly, they're gonna realize that they can just kill both of these infantry, and then the artillery won't be able to see anything. And then suddenly Sherrdreamz is just gonna lose this corner. But we'll see how slyfox is feeling here. It's still possible because this tank can come back, hit, and we can have infantry hit and then tank infantry hit to kill this guy off. Like, what's this tank doing otherwise anyway, right? Ooh, Recon gets to finish off a tank. I think if that happens over here, it's probably just going to be game, because Sherrdreamz is going to have a heck of a time defending that corner. When you attack the medium with the medium, I think it's just because it's on the lab. Wanted to kill off the unit. You could probably do the attack on the medium. I don't know if it trades out especially well though. Oh, we do come back. Oh, that was a little bit gutsy. Unneeded, even. I guess, well, you can block it either way. The T-Copter can go here and the artillery is just trapped. No, you just go here. You just go here and then the artillery can't move anywhere and it can't see. Okay, well, the artillery can get away now. But it's still just like the corner falls to slyfox now. And for Sherrdreamz, oh. I don't remember what the turn was with that medium tank attack. We do have a power. Does it let this tank? Nope, the tank doesn't get in range. And we don't have a recon. Pop, pop. Off a bunch of little tanks. Take a little pot shot at the medium tank. And a first strike there. Very nice. Looks like this city is going to fall, though, in slyfox's favor. Sherrdreamz maintains control over this corner, which is nice. And yeah, this artillery getting away is kind of big. There's no way slyfox wants to chase that down. But still have a very nice unit count lead here for slyfox, and income lead is going to be on its way very quickly. Surprised another infantry did not. This one didn't go down here because you got multiple cities to threaten that. Like the fight they have ongoing over here is one of those nothing fights where if you lose it, you're not immediately losing properties or anything. Well, I guess this property might fall for losing it. Oh no! I was just talking about Sherrdreamz had control over this corner. slyfox slips on in, starts taking everything. It's at day 20. I believe the day limit is 35. We don't have any recons on the field for Sherrdreamz. There's one that just got built. Got built at the back base. For priority units, build it from your forward base. Okay, that's going to fall now too. slyfox taking the income lead. Starts repairing these heavy vehicles. Love to see it. Another city's ripe to fall. Oh man, Sherrdreamz army is just kind of defending the HQ at this point. It doesn't feel comfortable diving into this corner. Just all these properties falling completely uncontested. slyfox at a 4K lead, and when you've got a lead of like 4K, even when you have a lead of 2K, you don't have to be the one that's putting on the pressure, because every turn that passes, you're getting stronger than your opponent is, just due to the amount of income you have. Oh my gosh, look at that. The one health infantry. So what happened here is that Sherrdreamz needs to check for vision, first. Send the recon forward, see what you can see, and then you can clear the infantry and then save the city. That's like the worst place to try and stand. Gets trapped, the 1 health infantry stops the entire vehicle army. I guess the medium tank can swing around if it dares. It does dare. Luckily there's no artillery. If I was Sherrdreamz, I would have expected an artillery in these woods. And I would have been like, oh, well, I guess I have to send the medium tank in. But that's not the case. There's just a tank sitting in these woods. So it's okay. The city does get saved. We're all ending over here as Sherrdreamz. Which I think you kind of have to, because I mean the income and deficit is going to be very real. slyfox can now rearrange the army, get ready to defend on this front, start pumping out some big vehicles. I do like to see lots of recons coming out, especially in the late game. The recons are so important because a lot can be decided by just how your army is positioned, and just a slight blunder can cause everything to fall apart. So this city does get saved. Sherrdreamz falls back to defend the HQ. Probably great news for slyfox, honestly. I mean, you're up by 6k. There's no real need to attack here. I mean, slyfox is going to, it looks like. Pops the super. Take out the recon. What? Take out the copter. Doesn't kill the medium tank, but does damage it a lot. Boom, one shot the medium tank with the Neo. I mean, this is definitely a very imposing attack. Kills this tank off. That was kind of a pointless attack. They just repair it. Sherrdreamz is going to have a response super, but it's not going to be amazing. The units back here aren't going to be able to reach anything that matters. Kill off some tanks. We have a medium tank to strike a Neo tank here. Finish it off. Another medium tank comes out. We're going to try and put some pressure back in this corner. There's only infantry here, so these tanks are going to get... Oh, well, I guess there's one tank over here. But the tanks are going to be able to get a lot done. But all slyfox really has to do is deal with the infantry, and the vehicle count won't matter. It looks like this city is going to fall, and potentially the comm tower afterwards. We do still have 2 medium tanks, and 2 more backing up for slyfox over here, so the attack around the HQ is still definitely ongoing. Unfortunately for slyfox, there isn't any infantry in immediate range of these cities. Be capturing at the same time. The thing that like Sherrdreamz is doing very well over here is the tanks come in, they attack everything, and the capture is happening at the same time. The infantry are just like a tile away. Very unfortunate. The tank goes down to 2. Taken out. More little harassment from the copters. Now goes the anti-air. Not anti-air, the infantry from the anti-air. Alright, comm tower looks like it's going to fall next turn. Ooh, okay. slyfox being very patient over here, not going to try and dive in and hit all the infantry, just lets the city go. I mean, at an 8k income lead, losing one's really not going to feel. Like another one might fall. This infantry standing here didn't end up posing too much of a barrier, but it does make a bunch of vehicles hang out in this corner. The city will go down. We can go for 2 different captures over here. I would go for this capture and this capture because they're both in range of going to the HQ. It's the ABC. decides to go for that capture. It's kind of away from this capture, so it spreads your opponent's response more, but having 2 full health infantry in range of the HQ next turn is definitely better. Okay, now slyfox is going to start sacrificing stuff to take out infantry. I think it's a little late over there. Medium tank plus copter. Boom, down goes the medium tank. Very nice. We'll also have an artillery available to cover this medium tank. You have some vision. The infantry on the mountain. Save the city. Looking very good. What does Sherrdreamz even do here? Almost at less than half of the unit count or the turn here. That starts getting really difficult to even catch up. Basically, all your units need to be doing. They need to be getting one-shots on your opponent's units in order for you to catch up on your unit count. And there's the GG. So slyfox was a little bit sly in the corner, ends up pretty much winning the corner. I think Sherrdreamz had to, after like the brawl in the center, losing the corner, felt very under threat and just had restrained the army way too much, and slyfox kind of took over the map. GG. I like the APC opener more than the T-Copter opener, but you know, in the mid game, the T-Copter definitely got more value for sure. I would just build a T-Copter later. Personally. Okay, next we got Naberius Busta. Versus Sock. Undrowned Catacomb. Hawke versus Hawke. Mackie Cup 4 Division 2. Is this the... Oh, it's this map. If I was a Sasha believer on this map, it looks like these two are both Hawke believers. Which is fine. slyfox is indeed sly. So, the opening to this map is really awkward because it's base light, and they're in, both bases are like in the corner. There's not very many capture chains. There's a bunch of little capture routes you can go for, but you don't really have any cities that are within 3 of each other. You don't have a single one. You just have like this city to this comm tower, and then the comm tower to this city is the closest thing you've got. So it's very awkward to open this, and it's going to be really low econ because it's 2 base and 2 labs. You only have 2k. So traditionally, you tend to have 2 bases and a HQ or a pre-deploy or a pre-owned city that lets you have the 3k income. But since you only have 2k, you just build 2 infantry, and that's that. Now, if you're the main other person or CO chosen on this map was Sasha, and Sasha does get a little bit of an advantage in that she will start getting some extra income and allow for more purchases in the early game. Yeah, the 2k, it's real weird. Because of these pipes, it's also very awkward to be developing out into this section. So as you can see, infantry goes here, and then it's got a bunch of options for when it wants to go for the capture. But when you're having your vehicles come out over here at the same time, they want to go to that same tile. You're going to have infantry and vehicles fighting for that same square, which is very awkward for development. You can see that, I didn't mention it, but there's pre-deployed cruisers on this map, and they're chilling in these reefs. They have the vision of 3 here. And it can make you think that this is like an advantageous fighting position for Cobalt Ice because the free-to-play vision, but it's so much closer to Yellow Comet that the main thing that this vision gives you is it lets you know as Cobalt Ice if Yellow Comet's sending troops this way. Which matters because you're going to be sending units or infantry up here to go for like this comm tower and these cities, for instance. So this cruiser will tell you if you actually need to defend those units or not. I'm not going to mention the property skipping. Okay. So we do have some property skipping. As you can see, Sock is going for the most immediate income first. And Naberius Buster is not. Naberius Buster is going for these contested properties first. So there's only really one big difference. Yeah, the cruiser's for early warning, not for fighting around. Exactly. You might look at this and be like, oh my gosh, Naberius Buster is falling behind in income. Because like these cities got captured earlier, so Sock was getting that income earlier, but it's going to end up being the same amount of economy. Because while these ones, the more immediate ones, are going to get captured later, the farther away ones get captured earlier, and that will offset that in the long run. It just means early on that Sock's going to have more money to use to build vehicles, for instance. Well, Naberius Buster's trade-off is that further forward properties are going to get captured earlier, so that like contested properties can be owned earlier than the opponents would be, and sometimes earlier than they can be harassed. As you can see, Naberius Buster nowhere close to being able to even afford a recon. Hawke already has a recon, could build another recon, and that's going to be that trade-off. Hawke can go for vehicle harassment, while Naberius Buster can't. And yeah, it does take a while to get those vehicles because of that lower starting income. Sock's going to go for a recon into T-Copter. Now, while this airport is very close to this base, I didn't think it's a very good T-Copter because there's not very good boosts available for when the T-Copter first gets moving out there. And because of the lower starting income, the T-Copter doesn't come out for quite a while. So all the properties it kind of accelerates you towards, you've already got infantry walking towards. Okay, Naberius Buster cancels this capture and then starts it up with this capture. I do not like this move. That was definitely a... that looks like a cannibalized route to me. I think that will end up costing only 1k, not a big deal. But I don't think that was needed. We'll see. Oh no, it could be really, really bad if this infantry goes for this capture and then it gets interrupted by a recon. So, something that we should keep note of is Sock should be fairly aware of Naberius's income right now, or like the fact that there can't have been a tank out yet, because one of the things that Naberius Buster did very early on was move the infantry into the cruiser's vision. Now, whether or not Sock was paying attention to that, well, I guess he'll be judged as to whether or not, if this recon attacks, then Sock was probably paying attention to that. If it doesn't, then Sock was not paying attention. Aww. Okay, well, this recon definitely should have interrupted here. Helicopter does get a little boost to go for this property. Bear's Buster is going to get this property. Goes for the comm tower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, the tank doesn't even reach in 2 turns. Makes this early recon buy very sad. Okay. Now Sasha is going to start capturing these properties. There's going to be some turns of being behind in income here, but that's just to be expected. As Naberius Buster did do those property skips, there's going to be some turns that are offsetting those early turns of advantage. Very greedy to try and go for all 3 comm towers. Not a huge cost, obviously. Does go for the repair and the strike over here. So, I guess he gets covered by a tank, which is nice. I don't think that this is a great repair and strike. I would just fall back to my own city so that the fighting's happening over here on I like. The problem is it does only cost 100 to repair that infantry, but because it takes you off of a multiple of 1,000, it actually effectively costs you a whole 1,000. Like building a whole infantry to get that 1 HP. I don't think it ended up mattering for this turn for what Naberius Buster wanted to do. Yeah. I mean, there were definitely options, like on copter, artillery, infantry, that would have been messed up by it. Infantry does get caught out. I think it would have been fine for Sock to go for this capture at this point, but attacking the infantry is fine too. I really wish Sock was a little bit more aggressive with these recons. This cruiser gives perfect information about what's available for Naberius Buster here. And you have an artillery back here. You can like go recon strike and then have the artillery go behind the recon, and then the tank won't be able to reach the artillery. And the recon just kills off this infantry for essentially free. Instead, it just kind of goes back. I think that's a little too cautious. It doesn't really matter too much. Like if Naberius Buster does sit around and take the comm, try and go for the comm tower, then the infantry does die. But... Okay, that's very aggressive. So this is closer to a little bit closer to Naberius Buster, but the cruiser is getting perfect information about the units over here. So should be a little bit cautious. As you would expect your opponent to have the exact answer. And potentially this artillery is going to get smacked. We get knocked down to 1. This infantry really doesn't want to stand here because it's next to 2 terrains that your opponent would like to hit you from. So you can stand here if you want, or you can like just move backwards. It depends on what you want to do. It looks like they want to check what's on the city and potentially threaten to take the city, in which case I would just move to here. So at least then your opponent has to stand on shoals to attack you, and you still see. Double T-copter, oh my. Does get the hit on this artillery, knocks it down to 2. That's what I was saying with you don't want to be having your units standing next to cities like that. Neo tank comes out. Okay. I guess this is just trying to check to see what's over here. I'm not quite sure what Sasha is doing on the top there. Obviously, the attack over here, it's like my tank attacked, and oh no, there's an artillery. Oh, luckily my tank can still hit that artillery. There's a lot of units over here though, so the tank is going to get kind of surrounded. Might even get attacked by this. And of course, the cruiser sees that there's no answers to this copter, so it's fine right here. As the Naberius Buster, I just would not have been going for this comm tower. I think that ended up costing a lot of units in this engagement. No tank over here to deal with this tank, so this comm tower, it looks like it is actually going to fall. The city will, however, not fall. Here comes our Neo tank. Oh, Sock didn't. I think I would use the recon and attacked here. You maybe kill the tank off, but you definitely keep it trapped. Very surprising. That was let to be alive. As to whether or not you should be attacking these cruisers, I'd say a little bit iffy. It's a Hawke mirror, so it's not a huge deal. But like as Sasha, you would do it because you could take out their vision and wipe all their charge. As Hawke, I'd be a little bit nervous. Or against Hawke. I mean, there is always the game of chicken that happens with the Hawke powers, so trying to sucker your opponent into using their super first, and then having the counter super. Maybe that's what's going on there. Double T-Copter. I mean, I do like the T-Copters in the mid-game for this map because these bases are so far back in the corner. The T-Copters are definitely going to help a lot. It's a lot of important things, yeah. You chose Sturm and you lost. Oh no! Comm tower is taken back. I think that's. I mean, it can be interrupted currently. I think that's kind of to be expected. Like, Hawke is going to take this comm tower. Bear's Buster is going to take this comm tower. Ooh, nice hit on the tank. It gets taken out. Cleared up that unit. Sucks for the Neo tank to have to be so coy. That's just because of this cruiser. In that, the vision's playing hardball. Okay. Whole turn of owning triple comm tower as Hawke. And no attacks. Which is tragedy. Woohoo! Busting out a rocket. Hello. So if these players were Sasha instead of Hawke, they would be getting another 2k every turn. Because this is it's a 21k map, but as long as she's got a 20k map, it's that extra 2k. It's very nice. Little Brazilian guy. The rocket is going to take forever to get into action, yes. Okay, so I think what's happening here is this cruiser is giving Sock a little bit of a false sense of security. It like sees stuff, but the thing is your opponent knows that cruiser's there. On the flip side though, this is all, Hawke is all in on this front. Naberius Buster isn't quite all in. It's just mostly all in. Oh, it's the anti-air. It's the other anti-air. Copters unfortunately can't hit the other copters though. Does kill the recon. Strikes out over here. The Neo tank continues to chill with its Neo tank buddy. So this, what this Neo tank screams to me is that it should have been built later, because it went to here, and then it went to here, and then it sat here. So like, I can understand why, because it's like, oh, I'm gonna get my opponent with like a fast tech unit, but the cruiser would spot it incoming, so I can't like use it. And in that case, you just wouldn't build it yet. The rocket is going to really struggle. What Hawke, if you build a rocket like a Hawke there, you just don't move in like that until the rocket shows up. Because otherwise, what's going to happen is you're going to be having this fight, and on one of the turns, instead of getting actual reinforcements, there will be a rocket like halfway there. Do capture the lab, but it's a 2-lab map. I would have to capture this one too then. Helicopter block. The T-copter blockers, they are surprisingly bad. Like, they're sometimes good, but there's too many units that take it out. Copters will one-shot it. Anti-airs will one-shot it. 3 infantry will kill it. If they're like Sami infantry, sometimes only 2 infantry will kill it. The only thing that they're better at blocking is tanks in comparison to APCs. His tanks can one-shot the... I guess they're better at blocking Neo tanks too. Neo tank comes out. Ooh, we're going for a black wave. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. It does guarantee the kills on these 2 copters. I don't think that's worth it though, right? Okay. Okay. Killing the medium tank too, I think does make it worth it. Yeah. You still get hit by the super in return, but the medium tank on top of it as a one-shot definitely does it. I'm going for the anti-air first does make sense. Maybe there's a... Oh, I guess the recon was here. Yeah. That's just a small thing though. I think because it lets the Neo tank one-shot the medium tank, in addition to the 2 copter kills, I think it's probably worth it. The Black Storm will be very painful. But I think even with the Black Storm, this front is super dead. And Hawke just resigns. GG. So very nice. It ended up being a very nice use of the Hawke power. Like, if the medium tank was still alive, would it not have been enough? I mean, the anti-air could have killed the copter could have killed the copter. It might have still been enough. But, I mean, this front would have been kind of wrecked by it, the capture. But that's okay. Yeah, rocket not even close. I know. It's been... This is, and you know what? This would have been the turn that a non-rocket unit, like a medium tank or a neo tank, would have been showing up to the fight. GG. A long. Maybe Sturm could get away with the rocket. We got a MechDonalds. Yeah, it was a good black wave. Nice. Sami? Okay. We have Drake versus Olaf, otherwise known as Olaf's worst nightmare. Not really. I mean, Olaf is kind of just Drake, but better. It's in this matchup. It's kind of Drake, but has usable copters. Hey, Brass Mac. But if you don't know, Olaf does have a downside. While he is immune to snow, rain is his snow. So, in theory, it's a somewhat even matchup, but I think having usable air units is definitely going to go into Olaf's favor, even if both of their weather effects hit each other equally. I guess the rain hits Olaf a little bit harder than the snow hits Drake, because the vision loss is also on top of it. But that's not a ton there. Looks like both are going with a tank opener. McDonald's going for tank into recon. Is Drake tier 2 on this map? Surprise! It's a very open map, so global damage is going to be really strong. There'll just be so many units on the map to be hit. It's a pretty classic little thing here. Hop off the airport, Decopter gets built. Decopter is getting built for both players, really. I do like being Drake and building somewhat early T-copters, because you don't care about the minus firepower. He isn't, but Von Bolt is. Hey, Von Bolt! The new tier 2. You know, back in my day, Von Bolt was like the go-to pick for everyone in tier 1. Now he's getting downgraded into tier 2. Although there might have just been more maps. I think there were just more maps with early fighting in Fog. Back then. There were maps like this, but also quite a few that were up in each other's face, and that makes Von Bolt a lot better. I'm glad new tier 2 has been an amazing success. Fog players got better at using powers, so poor Von Bolt? That's not. I mean, maybe that's true. And I think Stalingrad was the widest map when I... And it had some early fighting. This map definitely does not have early fighting. As we see, is day 10. The only fighting has been over this one city. And there's tons of infantry completely unguarded on the map, no fear. Was I picking Von Bolt into Hawke on Stalingrad back then? I might have been. Yeah, I think there was that. No, I think I... Was I Sasha? I might have been a Sasha player. I think I was. Other people were playing Hawke. I played Sasha in Sturm. Not on... Was Sturm allowed on Stalingrad? Might have been back then. My tier 1 picks were Sasha and Sturm. And everyone would say how Sturm gets wrecked by Von Bolt. Yeah, Grit also got moved down. Honestly, I think Grit can get moved down a lot more than new tier 2. But I'm glad he got moved down to there. So we do have nice artillery covering this attack. Recon is to strike from the city. Our nice tanks backing this up. Got Moonwalk and Blackwood over here. These are looking very nice for MechDonalds. There haven't been any copters built by Olaf yet, which is his big edge over Drake. I think Grit could go to tier 4, honestly. I staked my reputation on it earlier with the one of the Smacky Cups, and I think it held up. It's true, the Moonwalking Blackboat wasn't the Blue Moon Blackboat. We do have a huge dive in from Dhoulmagus. To kill off the recon. The artillery does get to fire one of these tanks, and there's another tank to follow up. We might even see... I don't think it's enough. I don't think you can go artillery anti-air clear this and have a tank attack from the city. That would be amazing. I don't think that's going to be happening, though. So a nice attack in Olaf. This tank doesn't quite fight as you'd like it to. Tank reveals tank strike from the city. We'll get some first strikes on these infantry. Back up with another tank. A little far away, but it's okay. Reveal! Strike, strike. Cover by a mech. Wow! More mechs into the... Look at that. We got our little mech push going on over here. Looking great. Oh yeah, I only knocked down to 5. You get to kill the tank. Continue to help protect this artillery. Number one thing that turns these tank fights is an artillery. They're so good in them. Just because you can beat Grit with Jess doesn't mean everyone can. I think everyone. On fog maps, I should. Nothing can break through to this artillery, and now this tank is in range of this other tank, so the vehicle fight should go to MechDonalds here. There is a difference in these two COs when it comes to their powers, of course. The normal power for Drake, it does cost more, but it does a damage, while the Olaf one makes it snow. Personally, I've had more success. That was... I think personally here, I would have killed off this tank and left this game too. I've had more success with Olaf's normal power winning games than the Drake one, but the Drake one is very good. And we might see it come into play here. It looks like Olaf is probably going to be the first one to get a super. So when he mechs, you just feel disapproval. Rain also, not in this matchup. Rain is snow for Olaf. They do have a little bit of a game of chicken with their supers as well, because the weather cancels out the other person's weather. So let's say Olaf does go for the first Winter Fury. MechDonalds gets to cut off the snow with the rain, and then only Olaf is the one that has to suffer from weather conditions. Yeah, traditionally, rain does hit forests while snow doesn't. For infantry, I don't remember. Okay, we now have the artillery backing up this bush, so it might start stalling out a tiny bit over here. There's no artillery on this front, but we do have some mechs. Bam, hit the tank. There's a little bit of a weird move there. I kind of like having this tank kill this tank. It might be a bit of a dive in. But it's still outside the range of this base. Like the same dive in as this tank, kind of. This is fine, of course. Ooh. MechDonalds does fall back over here. I kind of like it. There we go. Okay, so we do have the Winter Fury. Does 2 damage to everything. Very nice. And it's possible that MechDonalds isn't going to be able to get the super. Oh no, the recon just came up, so okay. How much does MechDonalds need? A little bit more than about 3,000. So should be able. Okay, definitely has it now. This might be a rude awakening for our Olaf player. So used to just see super button, press super button, but no. We make it rain, it stops snowing. Do 2 damage to everything. And all the units can still skate around. Take out the copter. Let's have to fight into the artillery range, which kind of sucks. Although, something to keep in mind is the rain does reduce your vision. So as we'll see, Olaf is going to have awful vision for this fight. The tank can reveal stuff, and the infantry can too. Yep, the only unit that's visible is the single anti-air. Have a good night, Naberius. Poor Olaf. I know. When you're so used to just making the weather your opponent's problem, and suddenly, if we look at this T-copter. Normally it wouldn't be slowed by the rain, but because it's Olaf, the rain treats you like it's snow. Except with the extra vision lock. The new tank is now revealed over here. No more rain. Dhoulmagus got a tiny bit of charge advantage out of getting the first power, but I think that was more than made up for by having to be the one that actually dealt with the weather. We do have a Drake copter on the way, which I don't think you need to do at all as Drake. now that that minus the power happened, because I think the problem is you're not enough of an obstacle for the opposing copters. Dhoulmagus built an anti-air anyway. Ooh, attacks into the artillery. I mean, the artillery is not known about where it immediately is, but it's probably covering all this. Oh my gosh, so aggressive, just attacking everywhere. Again, into another artillery. A full health tank here. Copters cannot hide in the woods. Air units in general can't hide in the woods, just something to find. So usually you want to make sure that the copter doesn't go in woods, because that makes... If the copter's not in the woods, then maybe there's a unit in there. Mess with your opponent. Medium tank just kills the tank anyway. Doesn't even use the anti-air. Goes for this city. Do we shell the Neo tank? I assume so. It does 3 damage, not a ton. It's kind of like a warning shot. We'll build a Neo tank of our own to fight it. Seems good. Typically, you'd see like a bomber built to deal with the Neo tank, and I think Drake could still do that. But I think you only do that if you haven't been building copters at all. Because if you build copters, your opponent will build anti-airs. If you don't, then you might be able to build bombers and have them on. Oh wow, the Neo tank backs up. We still fight into the range of the artillery here. Very interesting. Mech value. Dhoulmagus is just very aggressive over here. It's losing tons of units. Fighting over here seems a little bit more even. Does hit the anti-air down to 4. Sends the copter in. Keeps up the recon a little bit. We have a backup artillery. Our Neo tanks coming in. Things are looking very good for MechDonalds. Over here, things are just over for Dhoulmagus. Like down goes the copter. Down goes the tank. Looks like we're just going to fall back over here. Could have continued capturing with the threat of killing off that tank next turn, but that's okay. Huge charge disparity. Olaf can go for a Winter Fury right away. That tank's going to come in. It's kind of trading itself out a little bit. I guess if it snows and MechDonalds can't make it rain, then it will be fine, because all the counter units won't be able to reach through the snow. It does require, like, not attacking over here, falling back. So there goes this copter. MechDonalds is going to have a very easy time making it to the rain, which means that these tanks are going to trade out pretty poorly. I don't like that move. How much charge do you need? 2,000 something? I think you can just sack this copter if you want. It's a 2 health copter. Artillery can fire maybe, or do another attack over here or something. The thing is, like, this medium tank plus this tank can kill this tank off pretty nicely. Or maybe it would help this copter go after this tank. Very weird to sack that. You don't, yeah, you wouldn't need it to help with there, but the copter plus tank over here, right? It still goes down, it's fine. Heal up all the units. It's a global damage fight, so lots of infantry get damaged. It slows down all the captures. But this is going to be another case of Olaf being the only one that really has to deal with the weather, which has got to be so annoying. Again, we're going to have just atrocious vision over here. There's no recons left at all for Olaf. Look at that vision! Oh my gosh! Here's our sightseer. He's got 2 vision. Well, we can see. Does reveal this infantry, but it's defended. Oh no. Well, that's the problem of vision, is you end up trading out neo-tanks for infantry. Oh yeah, the snow movement and vision debuff looks like an atrocious combination. Goodbye neo-tank, we knew you will. Oh man, look at that vision difference. Whoosh. So, the main difference that Dhoulmagus could be making in this matchup is not pressing the super as soon as you see it. You gotta hold it up for a more opportune time. Otherwise, what just happened 2 times in a row will just keep happening. For your own. And after the tank instead, I respect it. Your own weather just gets canceled out. Oh my gosh, and there's still no recons. Full health tank just gets trapped on an infantry. Fortunately, this one, or neo tank. Fortunately, this one's not running into an artillery, although it might be soon. Okay. Hey, infantry spots stuff. The neo-tank doesn't have a single good attack over here. But if the copter gets the kill, and it does, you get to kill a medium tank. You do lose the city, you will lose the neo-tank, but at least the attack didn't look so bad. It's kind of a trade of 2 big tanks. Like a tank for a big tank, a copter for a copter. Drake does have better vision there. We've got recons days. 2 recons go down here. There's still a 3rd one on this front. There's one kind of in the middle. There's one over here. Lots of recons. Very important. Especially as we're entering into like this late game. I know it's a full health neo tank for an 8 health medium tank. I know. But we just saw 7 health neo for infantry. It's a much more respectable trade over here at least. Anti-air's over, seems good. Lab cap for dominance. Finish off that infantry. Take that city. You take it 1. You take it 1. You take gone. Rest in peace. It did the damage to an infantry too. And Dhoulmagus resigns. I think that's a fair resign. GG. I think MechDonalds ended up having the stronger opening. Having that huge fight over this city ended up being amazing because it was denied the entire game. And then I think just the super management really put MechDonalds over the edge there. GG. The extra copter firepower didn't end up really mattering. Hey, Sirs David, I've been doing pretty well. I'm getting a new job myself. or essentially a promotion. If I assuming I get it, I think we can sneak in one more game. Thank you, thank you. Very busy, very busy. Oh, okay. We have another. Is this a tournament game? Oh, look at that! Shadow, that's great! I don't know if you're still here. You're playing in the tournament, that's great to see. One of these days, I'm gonna make the compilation of Shadow where we can see the first game that was submitted and see all the games that have come through. Hey, Marco Maps. Shadow Appreciation Day, yeah. So this is very cool to see. We haven't seen a Jake on this map. I think Jake looks fine. I mean, there's definitely some artillery play. There's plenty of planes. There's other terrain too, but the planes will have some action for sure. Does mean you'll have stronger copters. Jess is going for classic APC that we've seen a lot on this map. The only thing special about my APC opener on this map was that I had to base skip for it. Otherwise, I'm just like everybody else. CatWithYarn is not, Shadow, is not going to go for an 8. So going for a tank first. Seems fine. We do also have that recon opener. I think this is the opening that was used against me, actually. APC into recon on the 1 base side. It's gonna potentially just all the pieces as soon as it runs into this tank. We will see how this goes. Okay, there'll be a tank following this up. Oh. Recon sees the infantry. Great spot for that infantry, by the by. It sees both of these cities, like... It's interesting. Like, do I go there or do I go here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think it does make more sense to go here. You do see both cities, which is nice, and also the recon. Or can it reach? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it can't reach to stand on the HQ. If you're on the HQ, it could reach this to hit you. Although I don't think it'd have vision. If it attacks from the planes here, if it doesn't, then it'll be a very happy tank attack. Ooh, okay. Tank, recon. We have just APC recon over here. Very weird front. Definitely a little bit of a cannibalization of captures here. We do have 3 infantry and 3 captures, but you don't need to have the priority on the comm tower. CatWithYarn also went with the recon on this 1 base side. I like the tank. Chilling back here. I'd like to see another tank. Ooh, okay, gonna go with artillery. How it goes. That'll be good for like a long-term push. The early game fight with the tank. Oh my gosh. Uh-oh. Okay, so I don't know why Jess went there. I think that was a misclick. That had to be a misclick. So I don't know why this early recon was built, because all it's doing is just staring at captures. It's not interrupting. Obviously, we've said it before in this stream, you don't want to be standing next to terrain that your opponent wants to hit you from. Like, you don't want to be on a road next to a city, as that ends very poorly for your unit, as we're about to see. At least I assume. Pop, recon, finishes it off. And then, this is even nastier than it looks, because you're like, oh, at least the tank can hit this recon, right? But it doesn't have vision of the recon. The recon was the one providing that vision. This infantry can cancel its comm tower capture to go up and reveal the recon, and then the tank can hit it. But there won't be a comm tower backing up the fight. So that'd be, because you have to delay your own comm tower to do that. I can only imagine that was a misclick. It was supposed to go on the city. It still would have died if it was on the city. So we'd be in the same situation, essentially. But the tank would have had like a little bit more chip on it. Very weird that the APC wasn't used to go for these captures earlier. I think it was a little bit of a mismanagement of the APC opener. Like rushing the comm tower. That's... no. Well, I guess it does give CatWithYarn some very valuable information. That information is do not attack with anything else over here. And it also does invite this attack, which again, you don't want to be having your like infantry or anything that's just chilling next to the cities. But I mean, you see triple tank right here, then yeah, I would definitely start attacking on this front if you have the availability. I do disapprove. Rest in peace, Recon. You served us well. You know, Recon for Recon, damage the infantry. I do like the copters being built. The good old Jake copters, they get their extra firepower from the planes too. You pray for that Recon? I pray for that Recon too. Wow. Okay, well, if I'm Jess here, I would use this farther back tank to kill it off. Because this tank doesn't have any options. This infantry could be standing here where it threatens this capture and this capture, so the Recon's going to do a little bit more economic damage here. Oh, Shadow, no, didn't build a replacement Recon. Rest in peace, Recon. I would probably build a replacement Recon. Oh, I guess the money didn't line up for it. I think I would go Copter Recon, I think would be fun. Over here, I would not send my infantry to this corner, because as you can see, like, Shadow is very much closing in on this corner. The same thing's going to be happening over here. I imagine this infantry is going to back off, though. Oh, that's a tough one. I kind of think going for the captures here are just way too good. Especially this capture. But I think I would have gone Recon kills infantry. Infantry goes for capture. Artillery goes on missile platform. And I would have moved it. Pop, it's fine over here. A little bit iffy because, like, the tank army is known about over here, so having such a weak side to that front. No, infantry, what are you doing? Okay, well, we're gonna lose some infantry here. Not the end of the world, of course. Here comes our many copters. There's only one ant. Oh no, there's 2 anti-airs. There's 1 anti-air per front right now with Jess. So very nicely done. Very weird for this recon to go for this attack because it had complete vision of this artillery and it going into these woods. That's an absolutely wild copter play. Okay, the Jess copter is gonna, I guess, sit here for like 7 turns and break this pipe seam. That might have been a misclick. I'm not sure. I think it would probably. I think it was supposed to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I just accidentally, and then it hit the pipe seam, and then instead it just actually just attacked the pipe seam. Where it was. It was like a war groove glitch for those that played that game. That would happen a lot in that game. You'd be like, okay, I want to go around and hit from the side, and the unit would be like, you mean you want to stand exactly where I am and then hit the attack? You get that city. CatWithYarn is up 2k here, although lots of attacks coming in over here for sure. Fairly open. I'm very concerned about. I guess we're just gonna have an anti-air stand on that city. Not ideal, but it is something. Love the pressure over here. Injured units make great blockers. Look how annoying that is. So 1 health infantry. The only thing Jess has to kill it is a vehicle, a full health vehicle. The overkill is real. Okay, I'm not a huge fan of this positioning where like the artillery are kind of open to be dove in on. I don't think something can necessarily super dive in. Was probably going to be okay. Nice tank on the HQ doing work. Jess is really trying to push it here. So the #1 goal that CatWithYarn has on this front is going to be kill the anti-air. Even if it comes at the cost of a copter, because then you still have another copter that's unopposed. This city will flip, which is pretty big. The artillery can't reach. In theory, we could see a Jake power used, but I don't think it would be worth it. You'd have to do some attacks, and then you would do the beatdown, the artillery would take a shot. This one doesn't really gain, or I guess this one doesn't. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's definitely a little iffy over here with this copter attack. I like this copter attack a lot more. That's definitely in range of the medium tank to kill off the anti-air next turn. Ooh, okay. I guess I'm fine with that, using the anti-air to clear the way there. Seems okay. I'm a little iffy on the copter stuff, but that's okay. I think it works out fine. Even like the medium tank doesn't have to be the one. It's definitely going to be an anti-air trade for a copter. Ooh, it doesn't even trade. Probably the wise move, honestly. But it makes Shadow's attack very strong. Absolutely wild that these 2 vehicles just attack in here that hit some infantry. They don't. They're just gonna get torn up a bit here. Is my guess correct? I guess it was. Yeah, aha! That was indeed what Jess wanted to do. 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 a little bit of a mishap there. Great brawls happening here, but I think the first super is going to be very impactful, as tends to be the case. Really tragic what's going to happen to these tanks. I love to see this though. Look at this. Shadow is using my little Shadow hype moment. Shadow is using the furthest back units, right? We're not having this tank strike this guy, and then this tank's like, oh, I don't know what to do. Like, the copter comes in first, it's coming from back here, then this tank comes in and strikes, then this tank comes in and strikes. Perfect. Even walls off the copter. That's so good. Very bold over here for sure. I mean, if you send in one copter, you just send in two. Is that where we're at? I think I would. So, well, we'll see if it does it. Aw, Shadow didn't do it. Well, if the copter goes in here and kills this tank, I kind of like it, because the medium tank does cover it with the super, and you overcharge Jess. And the anti-air also doesn't have an amazing attack from the city. Like, here it does get to attack from the city, which is kind of annoying. Oh, look at that unit count this. All right, Jess, let's get that super. You reveal have some serious vision problems going on here. Ooh, definitely attack from the city. Yeah. It's both farther away from the opponent and nicer. I loved seeing that anti-air held back until it might have been used in a way that it survives. Okay, I would definitely reverse that order. That's okay. Capture so many threats on the HQ. Could have potentially even not captured the city and gone for the HQ and just like super threatened everything for game. Right now, Jess is having the unfortunate position of kind of losing on both fronts. So you're gonna see some of these units are like, where do I go? Where do I go? Where do I go? They're kind of missing out on both fights. Does he want to build charge? It does build more charge to go that way. I have a feeling that was not the case, as we did not see a power use. Overdrive. Comes the Jess Super. You can see we got some serious vision problems going on here. Having a few more recons would be really good. Oh, I didn't talk about it, but having the copters attack this pipe seam has a really bad effect of signaling to your opponent that you've built copters and exactly where they are on the map. I guess having it stand for a turn on the comm tower or on the airport did mean that they should have messed with Shadow's mind. It's like, wow, the copter's taking a turn longer than it should to get over here. But anyway, down goes our recon. They take out this artillery, very nice. The copters are unopposed because the anti-air went down. It was a very nice trade. Ooh, we do get to take out the pipe seam. Again, the copters didn't go all the way around, although it's not a huge deal this time. I guess you can't build another copter. Oh no! That's just the problems of vision. Well, CatWithYarn doesn't even have to use the super here. Could just start taking the HQ and win the game. But we're going to use the super. Because it's fun. Blam. Hey. Big copters getting their extra firepower from attacking planes. Save the city over here. Got that infantry. I'm not quite sure why this guy retreated. big fight over here. What an amazing attack from the planes there. I assume we're gonna put someone on the HQ. Kill this tank off. With the 2 tanks. What? Take it. That's so cautious. Alright, doesn't kill the tank. Whatever. Fine. This is really good for. This is good news for Jess, because if CatWithYarn just kind of chills with like half of the army in one spot and doesn't take anything, then that leaves open the opportunity for Jess to win a section of the fight and then come over and deal with the other half. This tank is like, I don't know why this HQ is not stood upon. I will stand upon it and let you know how it's done. I probably would be using this anti-air. Take out this copter. Okay, it looks like we're gonna fall back. Oh, never mind. Put the copter in, go for that city. A little half fall back, half attack here. And now we kill this tank. Now we go for the HQ cap. Okay. And that's going to be GG. Jess just doesn't have enough stuff over here to stop the HQ. Does get to clean up these copters, which is nice. Anti-air's in a very defensive position. We get to use the power. It's trapped. I respect that. It's use the power if there's nothing here. I don't think there was a chance, because I think the tank was known about for killing this guy. But still giving it a go. Love to see it. GG, well played, Shadow. Well played. That will be our stream for the day. A good one to end it on. I hope everyone enjoyed. Here is your apple, and I should be back on Friday. Stream. I hope everyone's enjoying the 20-year anniversary of Advanced Wars by Web. I don't know if there's still events going on the Discord, but there were some. Thanks for watching.
It's Go7, king of the penguins. Of all the penguins, he is king. It's Go7, king of the penguins. Being king of the penguins.